Hey everybody, welcome to Alaskan Reactions. Mackenzie's here still with us this week. I'm Jeremy. So we have a brand new one today that neither of us have ever even heard of, which is kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's NF, and the song is called Hope. I have no idea the genre, anything. I get in the comments, people suggest things, and I've found it's more fun to do no research first. Hear the song, absorb the song, and then afterwards, when I'm done, I'll go back and sometimes do some research. And honestly, I'm a little lazy, as we both know. People in the comments are really good about doing the research for you. They are like that band, The Warning, that I was able to tell you about with the three sisters from Monterrey, Mexico, and everything.
Which
I didn't
we
go
loved.
right. I didn't go Google search that. That was in the comments of a different song we did. Check out The Warning, and then as soon as they did The Warning, people are like, "Well, this is all the information about the band." So somebody will tell us about NF in the comments, because this video has 55 million views.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. So,
Especially when you live in the state of Alaska.
right.
55 million views.
Oh my god. We don't have 55 million anything here, do we?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean,
Mosquitoes.
every single summer.
Yes.
It's weird that you would think that they would freeze and just not come back the next
I know,
summer.
but somehow
Doesn't
they
happen.
make it back. And they're big, too.
Yeah.
Like, you guys that are thinking mosquitoes are thinking mosquitoes. Our mosquitoes
Yeah.
are like, they're...
They're small birds.
Yes, they are. State bird of Alaska, right? The mosquito.
That it is.
All right. NF.
Here we go.
Hope. Let's see what we got.
Hope I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Hope. 30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit, cause they'd rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can't do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it. very evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a perfect example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get the opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did. I wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about. Don't get it twisted, that wasn't a shot. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of faith, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never revolve. I know I can change. We are not enough. We are not the same. You don't have the heart. You don't have the strength. You don't have the will. You don't have the faith. You'll never be loved. You'll never be safe. Might as well give up. Not running away. You don't have the guts. You're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge. I'm taking the reins. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect, but
I did not know what to expect and didn't expect that. I think somebody put this on a video from a guy called Ren, who
Okay.
different but sort of like that. We won't go into Ren right now. That was amazing. As you know, I've never been a huge hip hop-ish rap type person, but his cadence was so good, and he's shining a light on mental health. And,
Yeah.
and obviously, you've known me a long time. As I would have laughed off mental health in my 20s and thought, "Ha, right, who needs that?" And you, as you get older, and hopefully people younger and younger now, because it's more out there. It used to be a stigma that you would go to the loony bin or something and you were crazy, whereas mental health is such an important thing in life, and it was cool to see that he said, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't hit rock bottom. Like, sometimes you have to go through the struggles to survive. It's not always easy, right?
yeah. That is not what I expected. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I was not expecting it to be very hip hop rapperish. I liked it. I'm sure, you could probably see that in my...
the beat, the cadence. It was great.
Everything about it.
And the message.
Yeah, and the message. I loved it. I will definitely... Well, I loved that it just started out with hope.
Mm-hmm.
And right away I was like, and then, 30 years and... mental health is a huge thing in our state. So
Yes, absolutely.
all states, but I especially
Right.
think in the state of Alaska. So
Because there's so much isolation here. For
Yeah.
people who don't know, our road system is very small and our state is very huge. So there's lots of people who really are trapped and isolated in the town that they're in, because there isn't really, without a flight or a boat down a river in the summer or a snow machine, which is what we call snowmobiles, ride in the winter, it's hard to leave your town. And when it's 50 below zero, like it is in a lot of places, you're still not hopping on a snow machine and going for a ride for hundreds and hundreds of miles. I mean,
and we have a lot of darkness and we have a lot of cold weather in the wintertime, and all of that combined together. There's a lot of people who suffer.
There is, absolutely.
Even if you don't really suffer from a lot of mental illness, the darkness and the cold get to you after a while, and when it's really dark for a long period of time, it's really tough on people. So
Absolutely.
that song was one of those things where you're like, wow.
Yeah, and if you are suffering, please don't hesitate to ask for help.
Seek
Absolutely.
help. Talk to
Seek
somebody,
help.
please.
Yep. And for anybody who knows, I want to know where the ocean part was filmed.
Yes.
Yeah, it reminded me of, I know it wasn't, I'm sure, but it reminded me, I went to New Zealand, a couple of years ago, and it really reminded me of this beach that I went to, New Zealand, that had rocks out in the water like that, and there was even a rock that you could walk through, because it had, over the millions and millions of years, obviously, it had been Cool. So that was cool. I liked that feeling of isolation right at the very beginning with the ocean, the shot coming out to him on the homemade raft, so to speak, right in the middle. That was cool. That was heavy. But it was very cool. It was very cool. So,
but I liked the recommendation.
Yes,
for
me
the
too.
Song. And
I'm
I liked
sorry.
that neither of us had listened to it before.
Exactly. Yep.
I liked that.
Me too. She's Mackenzie. I'm Jeremy. Kindness is free. If you need help, go get it, please. Yes. When you're out and about today, live it up some. See you later. Bye.